Last night that we were here, the kids have a time where they can share testimony with their family and friends and the rest of the kids. And I had about 7 kids from my youth group, I think, go up. Each of them said much of the same thing. I came into this not very excited. I was struggling a little bit. And then one after another, they just said, this was such a powerful week. I think that was probably the experience that my students were the most nervous about coming in. We had talked to them about the things that we'd be doing here, and that one was prayer walking, and I think everyone's, faces got a little like, we're gonna be asked to walk and pray in a neighborhood, and even before we went out, you could just sort of feel the nervousness amongst our group. Perhaps kids, sometimes for the first time experiencing their faith, having to leave sort of the walls of the church. Perhaps that is why there was such a big challenge there, because we're asking you to do something out in literally the streets of this neighborhood that maybe has been something that you felt like is within church walls. So I guess in some ways I see that activity as a really beautiful illustration of that, of how the church, our kids, how we start tying our hearts to the community and the neighborhood around us by having these practices sort of leave the boundary walls of a church building. And I would say at the end of immersion, that is probably the experience that my kids talked about the most. We certainly talked a lot about this idea of beauty and brokenness when we were here, just framing why Bridge Street is here, that there's this call for people of faith and for the church to notice beauty and brokenness, and also to enter both of those places, right? And to enter brokenness with beauty. And so I think that message here, this idea that the heartbeat of the church is to go to broken places because it's what Jesus did, and that our call is to be people that bring beauty and recognize the beauty that's already inherent in that community. I think that message also helps maybe bridge that gap between church and street, right? And I said to the kids afterwards, the beauty about the prayer walking and about a lot of things we did on immersion is the idea is that you're learning practices that you can carry right into your home the minute you step back into it, or your school or your community. So it's not like a difficult skill to learn. It's just being open and willing to walk around whatever environment you're in and do it in a spirit of prayer and listening and being attuned to the Holy Spirit. I really appreciate that so much of immersion had that in mind. It's not fancy, and it's not any skills that any of us can't carry back, any practices that